Hello, my name is Michael Jones. My pronouns are he, him. I studied in Nicosia, Cyprus. So when it came to choosing my abroad, definitely queer culture was a huge part of it, and safety was a really big importance for me. And the first thing I researched when I was Googling, can you be queer in Cyprus? Gay marriage is not legal in Cyprus. So that was definitely a big, oh, I don't know if I can go here. And maybe there's other things. Maybe the people there aren't going to be accepting of me. Maybe this is going to be a problem with me living there, and I'm not going to be able to be truthful to myself while I'm going on my abroad experience. After doing more research and realizing that just because legality of it is not official on paper doesn't mean you can't have civil partnership. There's a really big community there. It's on the uprise of equality, and they're pushing towards acceptance in the queer culture. It's definitely something they're still fighting for to this day. I did more research, and Google was Cyprus accepts queer community. Cyprus is the 5th safest country in the world. Obviously there's imperfections everywhere, but it's definitely something that was a fear for me, but also something that wasn't going to deter me as long as I knew it was safe. Jumping towards when I got to Cyprus, after a week of, getting immersed in the culture, fixing my sleep schedule, doing all the things, classes started. That's when I truly met all my friends, and I met Johnny. He is a gay man. He was born and raised in Paphos, Cyprus, and I met him through one of the American students because she had a class with him. And I really say that he was my leader in Cyprus. I became friends with him, and then his community just became my community. It was really a domino effect from there. He's a wonderful, wonderful person. Very similar experience to me, but he lives in Cyprus. He goes to university in Cyprus. I didn't feel much different. I wouldn't say the culture shock was really that crazy. The slow pace of life there really just welcomed me right in. I didn't feel that fear. And then building that community through Johnny, he had friends, and then I became friends with them, and then we met other people, and then together we became a group, and then we'd go out together, and that's where we met more people. At a queer bar in the north part of Cyprus. It's right on the border. That was one of our safe havens. And we'd go there for coffee, we'd go there for wine, and we would just sit for hours and hours and hours. We'd do homework, we'd chat, we'd meet locals, and that's truly where everyone kind of came together, and that's where I made my community. It was through Johnny. I moved to this country way outside of my comfort zone, somewhere I never knew, by myself, really pushing myself outside of that comfort box. So I wouldn't say it was easy. I will say I really forced myself to hang out with the university students over the American students, because that's why I went abroad. I went abroad to try a new experience, to move to a new culture and fully immerse myself. So when it came to making friends, I will say it was definitely scary at first. I was by myself. I didn't have a roommate to talk to all the time. I definitely jumped into classes, and I will say working with people, I try and force myself to talk to the person on my left and my right. And that's honestly how I made a lot of friends too through university. It's just in my classes, I was hi, I'm Michael, I'm from the US. And usually that just kind of grabs their attention. They're oh, this is so cool, you're a foreigner. Because they're all full-time students there, and yes, they're from all over the world, but they don't see a lot of Americans in Cyprus. It's kind of cool to be the one that's unique, to be different. And I kind of embraced that a little bit. Where no matter where you go, it's going to be uncomfortable, and no matter where you go, it's going to be scary and hard and exciting and difficult. But just push yourself to go outside your comfort zone. Say hi to the person on your left and your right in your class. That's how I made most of my friends. That's truly the start of my community there. So Cyprus as a whole, now that I have lived there and I've come back, all my friends were queer in different ways. I had a very safe community. I felt at home there. I call it my second home to this day. I'm going back in a month to visit all those friends. It's a melting pot of all cultures. So just like in the US, everyone has different opinions of identity. Some people couldn't care less how you live. Some people are very affected personally by my existence. So no matter where you go, it's not just the country that you're in, but also the environment, how you present yourself, who you're surrounding yourself with. It's going to be everywhere no matter where you go. So I will say it might be scary, but don't let scary stop you. I don't know.